Hey y'all, this is Philippe the Learn to Grow guy. Today I'm in the process of doing some harvesting. Even though a couple of days ago we had temperatures down to the teens out here, and basically a lot of the trees lost their leaves. Okay, a lot of the trees lost their leaves. So which means that I've got some leaf harvesting that I'm going to be doing. So anyway, this is where I'm at. This is what I started out with. I pulled one plant of turmeric, which was this one. It had a couple of other smaller ones besides it, like I think this was a piece, this was a piece. Yeah, it was like these three that came up, dug out of the ground over here. I tried to cover it up with some of the leaf mulch from last year, and this is what I've got from it. That's what I got from the harvest right here. Look at that. See that? Some nice. These are some nice pieces. I don't wanna harvest more than I have a need for. What I would like to do is I'd like to leave the rest of these in the ground until I have a need for them. But this is about all I figured that I could use. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna harvest one more just to show you exactly what I have coming out of the ground. I'm not gonna. I'll go with one of these smaller ones. This is the smallest one, and looks like these two are the next smallest ones, and there's one more over here. So I think what I'll do is I'll go with this one over here. Okay, it's not too small, it's not too big. It seems to be just right. It's like country time lemonade, you know. Let's see. Come on, baby, come on. Looks like there's not much else was in this one. I think this may have been the original. Let's see. I'm feeling for stuff, and I'm not feeling anything there. So I think with this being one of the smaller ones, it's probably why there's not much on it. So the trick now is to try to, again, this is the original. I'm just going to toss that back in here. Who knows, maybe it'll come back next year. Doubt it, but we'll see what happens. Only thing I could figure is that voles do not like these turmerics. Yeah, there's not much on this one, other than looks like this piece here and these couple pieces there. So let's see. Yep. Yeah, these are the few small pieces that I've got out of this one. Hey, I got a quick question. Is this part here, the yellow part of the stem, is it edible? Because I'm looking at this one, and I'm also looking at this one also. It's still got some of the yellow features to it. It has a yellow feature to it as well. And I was just curious whether or not the stuff is actually edible. So, also before I forget, if any of you know if turmeric would actually survive the winter underground, or do I need to pull them all out? Okay, that's something to figure out. So I'm going to try to pull this real tiny little one here out and see what we're able to get out of this one. Let's see. Yeah, these were some of the last ones that came up. Yeah, these are the last ones that came up. Shake. Okay, let's see. Let's see what exactly do we have here. This could have been part of the original. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I'm saying that it probably was the original because it's not as bright as the rest of this stuff. Okay. Ooh, carrot. So this is an old carrot here. And I still got another piece of red one there. Yeah, well, it survived the cold. we'll see what happens. That's another carrot that's buried under here. I'm not gonna bother that. So yeah, I think I'll pull these small ones out. Yeah. That's not turmeric. Okay, so anyway. This seems to be, yeah, I think this was the original. Yeah. Uh-oh. My strength is on. There we go. And there's one more small one. Gotta go back to the other side. I don't like stepping on the beds like that, but hey, it is what it is. Let's cover this thing back up. And okay, now for this last one, this last small one. Knocking the dirt off. Now, keep in mind that turmeric has a lot of health benefits. It's good for inflammation and various other things. You guys, I'll let you guys do your own research on a lot of that, on turmeric, okay? But growing them is easy. Basically, what I did was that I took a piece of turmeric, and what I did was that I put it in some soil in a pot, not in a pot, but in like a tray. And I waited weeks and weeks and weeks before, actually more like a month or so before anything came up. So, and once they came up is when I transferred them out here. But then cool temperatures will keep them from growing and doing what they're supposed to do. And so that's why some of them actually came up later than others. But this one here, which I'm not going to dig up at this time. Ooh, looks like it's a nice big thick one. So anyway, that'll be for another time. So otherwise, this is what I've harvested. And maybe I'll share them with other people who may want some turmeric at the church. Since I don't have complete need for all of this at this point, this was how you say, for you guys to see. But we'll see what happens with them. Okay, I'm going to clean them up, dry them out, and save them and use them, and I'll share some with some of the other folk at church. All right. Anyway, that's me trying to harvest some of the turmeric. I still have some left. I'm thinking about cutting them at the bases so that they can actually survive the winter. I'm saying that because what I don't want to happen is for the top portions to freeze, and for the freeze to make it all the way underground to where where the turmerics are. So that's why I'm thinking about cutting them at ground level. So, oops, hang tight. You know what? Might as well do that now. I'm going to move these sticks here so I know where the stuff is. This one to here. And I'll move this one to over here. That way I'll remember the turmeric is between these two stakes. And now I can start cutting. And what I'll probably do is that as I harvest the leaves, I'll cover this area with more leaves. Okay. So I gotta go, y'all. What I'll end up doing is I'll put in more leaves to cover this stuff so that the bottoms, what's underground, does not get, does not freeze. Okay, so guys, that's basically it. That's basically it for my turmeric. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'll cover the rest with leaves. And I'm going to have some more leaves that I'm going to be gathering since all the trees started losing their leaves, so that everything will be right for next year. So that's all I've got for you guys, okay? Be sure to like, share, subscribe, okay? Y'all take care.